Hey guys, welcome back. This is Let's Play Langrisser, and we are at part 23, starting scenario 9, the Torrents of Worth. Finally, Leiden starts his advance on Dalsis. However, Diego's placed a defensive army along the River Worth to await the arrival of Leiden's men. And we've got a new enemy down there. You see that by the Serpent Knight? Who's that? Looks like he's riding a fossilized Triceratops. That can't be good. Or perhaps a rhinoceros, something along those lines. Yep, we're bound to find out, right? So let's just get to it. We're gonna deck everybody out with a full roster. Well, close to full. A lot of horsemen, a lot of soldiers, a few guardsmen because they can only do so much. Narm is going all out. The race to get her advanced continues. Thorn, very happy about him. Job well done. He definitely deserved it. Albert, he's not too far behind. But we'll give him a few men to help expedite the process. Taylor's probably going to be good. Yeah, he's more than good because he's got 8 mermen, so. As always, the toughest part is deciding who to give what to. Yeah, let's try that again. I think Jessica's gonna need the extra defense more. And we went ahead and gave the sword to Albert because I don't expect his men to be lasting too long. They're just to push him into his next class a little bit quicker, and then he can just rely on his own too. And this battle is pretty interesting. And by interesting, I mean very drawn out, very wide, very slow. Can't get across any other way, it looks like. Current's too fast. Alright then, if we have to, let's break some skulls then. That's what Leiden just said. Gotta follow the leader, right? So I'm just giving you a quick look real fast. Yeah, a lot of room to roam, and that's not to our advantage in any way. They're all relatively spread out. So the leader there you see is a Grand Knight. We haven't encountered any of those yet. He's pretty tough to deal with. Not much fun at all. Don't invite him to your party, you're gonna regret it. We're gonna have to, I think, consolidate our efforts to take him down. But we don't have to worry about that right now, so let's not, shall we? Right now we need to worry about movement because we have all these places to go, so that makes deciding where to go that much more difficult. For now, we're just going to move Taylor back, bring his mermen down low, keep them out of harm's way except for a few to entice the lizardmen to come this way and play, and then we can pick them off one by one at our leisure. That would be the ideal. May not work out that way in reality, but let's give it a go. And we're going to send Chris this way. As always, want to put them to manual. Narm we're going to send up north temporarily. I may not keep her up here. I'm trying something that I've never tried before with this fight. Now, if you watched my walkthrough without commentary, you've seen my typical approach. That's how I would typically deal with this battle. But I'm trying something different. I had the idea then to stay on shore for reasons that will be revealed very soon. Now, if it doesn't work out, I've just succeeded in doing nothing but making this fight even longer than it already was. But if it does pan out, and I think it will, this is going to be the best way to approach it. So if you try this out for yourself, this is why I do what I do. Okay, archers at the ready. In the trees, if you please. Because that's where they seem to shine, right? And I kind of strayed away from the mic a bit there, so hopefully I didn't sound too distant. Leading, the man himself, and Jessica. Neither of which are to be trifled with in the slightest. We're going to keep them close together. We want to keep somebody tough with her in the off chance that she gets surrounded. Not that that's going to happen anytime soon, because as you can see, everybody on Dulcis' side is on the other side of the map right now. And speaking of which, they're starting to make their move slow but sure. Ooh, they've got a ways to go though. By the time they catch up, we're going to have perfect positioning if I can help it. Ready to counter anything that they might be throwing our way. Minus a kitchen sink, I really don't have anything equipped to deal with that at the moment, but I'm working on it. So, soldiers, archers, yeah, the commanders, well, that particular commander, he's a bit of a nuisance, but his soldiers are standard fare, so not concerned. As per usual, the lizard men and the serpent knight will make their way towards us first. They're gonna kind of shuffle around, skip around a bit, try to play with our heads, keep us guessing, but they're not too tough to figure out. What I'm going to do though, since this fight can drag on, periods where there's just a lot of movement, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to where the action resumes, so be back in a moment. And we're back. And kicking things off are the lizards. It's a lizard. And why do they do so well against my merman? I'm very, very sad by that. It should be more even, don't you think? I mean, statistically, they're not that much better. But anyway. Maybe they've got home court advantage working right now. Yeah, regardless, we're going to continue our movement. I think these two in the west will be enough. Why am I putting them way out here in the middle of nowhere by themselves? Well, chances are if you're watching this, you already know, but let's just play along and see what happens. And I probably overdid it with the troops. I probably didn't need to bring this many, but I just want to make sure that I have some survivors left for when we finally do cross this river. Oh, this river. It's more like crossing the ocean to me. I mean, it's... yeah. Not looking forward to it. And as aggravating as this battle can be, it's still fun. It sounds weird, but the aggravation is what makes it fun. Because there's just so much that you have to deal with. You know, your brain, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, it likes to be used. It likes to be exercised. So go ahead and stretch that fat, you know. Anyway. And that's what this battle will do for you. But I'm looking forward to completing it because after this, we get a string of some really fun battles. Really good stuff coming up, so stay tuned. Alright, we've got that one lizard man who is kind of just staring us down. He's hurt and he doesn't care. He's out for blood. Apparently somebody tipped him off that we have some, but he's not getting it. No, 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 no. Not today, not tomorrow. Not this, that, or the next week. Try another lifetime. Let's check on these guys. I don't want to forget about them. And see, with a map this big, if you're distracted or absent-minded, it's very easy to forget to move a general completely, and then you just lost out on a whole turn with them. I won't lie, I've done that once or twice. Don't do that. That's right, it's everyone's favorite game. Don't do what you see me do. Except not really. Not this time, at least. Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty of that later. But we've pretty much got this one figured out. The blueprint is in our hands. Everything is looking according to code. And yeah, they must have flunked strategy 101 because they're coming towards us. They had the advantage territorially, but they're giving it up because they've got ants in their pants. You know, their hearts are on fire. You know, I don't know. Maybe they've been in the Olympics, so they're a little cocky. They're like, oh, we can cross this water in a couple turns. No biggie, no biggie. But they forgot that they don't have the advantage in the water. And I happen to have mermen who are quite good in the water. And provided I can keep a few of them alive long enough. Ooh. You see where I'm going with this? Yes. If all goes according to plan, we're going to have some fun with Taylor. Just as with Thorn, he had to be patient, but he's going to get his due in this one. It's just a matter of dealing with the lizardmen first. But at this point, now we've got them where we want them pretty much. Now I can begin to move Taylor's men back, lure them onto the land, and then Albert and Thorn can deal with them. Sadly, Leiden and Leiden and Jessica really don't have much to do right now. So they're just going to take in the view. That fresh ocean breeze. I know it's a river, but it's big enough to be an ocean. Yeah, maybe we can work on some sandcastle building. Good for the morale. Keeps the men's hearts light. Their spirits high. Their burdens low. So everybody just kind of gather around. It's a little early for the campfire, but maybe we can get a little sing-along going. Does anybody know anything other than Kumbaya? Because I'm kind of sick of that one. And I do miss that full-size map feature. It wasn't in any other Langrissers that I've played so far, and it makes it a lot easier to get around large maps like this. I guess they figured that not a lot of people used it or it wasn't very useful, but I beg to differ. But then hey, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Just some random guy playing a game. No more, no less. And now we're gonna start putting people in potentially prosperous positions. Starting with him. And his men will put you there. Hopefully you'll live to see another day. Have another swim. We'll see. Now these archers are going to be very useful. Oh, I do miss Volkov, but we've been getting by okay in the meantime. But still, we'll never forget. Never. All that man did for us. Just true blue. That's the kind of person you want in your corner, I tell you. I'm telling you, if more people were like dogs, they'd be like Volkov. And I don't think we could have better people than that. You could learn a lot from a canine. So there's really only so much I can do, only so many places they can go, because I want them to stay within that blue, you know. Gotta keep those bonuses active. Otherwise they're no good to us, I'm sorry to say. Gotta get these people closer because they're in less danger. Being able to attack first really helps. And finally, stragglers to the east. I'm gonna put an arm front and center. Though I may want to move her back. What do you think? Too risky? It doesn't matter. There's really nobody here to fight yet, so we're not in any danger. You know, this isn't Shining Force. Enemies aren't just going to spawn directly in front of you out of nowhere, unannounced and uninvited, without any warning whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I like Shining Force games, but that was always kind of obnoxious. There is a way to have spawning enemies and, you know, have it be acceptable. They do it in the absolute worst way imaginable. Frequently. Particularly the first one. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's a great game, but oh, there are times where no, thank you. But anyway, one strategy RPG at a time. Not bad, not bad, not bad. We outnumber them, that's what matters. Come on, guys. Survive. Yeah! By 1. Oh, I'm not worried about them. They got this. See? Oh. Just had to spoil the fun. Figures. And what's this? Okay. Who released the Krakens? Fess up, come on. Yeah, what caused them to show up? Oh, you're gonna use them to get us? And how do you expect to do that? Last I checked, they weren't under your control. In fact, word on the street is they will attack you just as fast. But hopefully they won't. That's why I took the time to position everybody the way that I did. Kept them really close to the water without crossing it. I was hoping to attract their attention to draw them away from Dulce's empire, because they can attack them and do fantastic damage, but then you know what we lose out on? That's right, that experience that we oh so desperately want. So this is what I meant by making a long fight even longer. But it's going to be worth it. We're going to take out the sea monsters one by one. Then we're going to make our way across the river finally and deal with all of the Imperial troops. We're going to get the most possible experience this way. It'll be worth it in the long run. Trust me. Now, my only concern, since I haven't done this before, I don't know how close to the water I have to be to ensure that they come after me. Because again, this is experimental. I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm confident. And also, as long as they're in the water, they're going to get that plus 50 defense bonus, just like the mermen and lizards and serpents. So probably want to pull my people back at the next available opportunity. I'm probably a little closer than I need to be, but I'm just not taking chances. So at this point, I'm not really thinking about the lizard men. I mean, I have to deal with them, but I'm much more interested in seeing what those leviathans are going to do. And one of the best parts of making him a lord, we have somebody else who can heal now. Very useful. Especially when you don't really want him on the offensive, he can still be helpful, benefiting others. 'Tis better to give, they say. And I don't disagree. I mean, everybody likes to have nice things, right? But I look at it like this. The more you're capable of giving, obviously the more you have, because if you have it to give, then, you know, you're never for lack. So the more you give, the more you have. And I'd like to think that's the kind of man that Thorn is, you know. I mean, he's proven that so far in this playthrough. He's never been about himself, you know. He's always put others first. You know, even taking sloppy seconds here and there, you know. Or trifling thirds, you know. Fumble of fourths, you know. Just whatever he can get, he'll have it. Just a solid contributor all around. Let me pay attention to what I'm doing here. Taylor is really close to level 10, and this is the battle that I wanted to promote him, so let's work on that. But I also want to keep as many of his men alive as I can, so positioning is the key. Where to go? I don't know. Tree's good. I mean, his men aren't gonna make it no matter where I put them, so we just have to take out these lizard men first. That's the only way to keep them intact. Yeah. Good job, guys. All right, who's next up to bat? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Because they're right next to Taylor, they're going to recover provided they survive to the next round, so that's when it's okay. And it's going to help to put the archers in front to keep them covered. We're going to do the same for them, but not attack. We just want to provide a little bit of a guard. And on that note, set up a wall here. One of my favorite things to do. If you want to get us, you got to come around the long way. Gonna make you work for it. Put some hair on your chest. And I think that'll about do it for this phase. So next episode, let's see what the enemy wants to do.